The more I travel, the more I feel comfortable saying goodbye to the life that I once thought was best for me. I'm finally parting ways from the ideas that were planted in my head in childhood, that slowly germinated into every instance of self-doubt that I'd ever known. It hasn't been easy to learn this and to unlearn. But one thing has helped me in my journey to self-discovery, and I've only recently realized that it has been staring me in the face ever since my childhood. And that is the water.
Hey everyone, this is Samuel. I'm a traveling English teacher, and today I'm contemplating the water. So in my last video, I talked briefly about the land, which led me to think about my relationships with water. I recently went on a trip to the Coromandel Peninsula of the North Island of New Zealand, my new home, and something inside of me just clicked. I mentioned before that for the Maori, water and land is regarded as taonga, or treasures, which made me wonder how these two entities are regarded in Western culture, and more specifically through the lens of settler colonialism. So I researched the etymology of the word water, and I didn't find any answers there. But if you know something that I missed, please let me know down below in the comments. I'd really appreciate that. Instead, I found an article from an expert on international water issues, David Groenfeldt, that gave me a possible answer to this question. I will now read a quote from one of his articles. He says,
"Water in Western cultural theory is a resource. It is not alive. It is inert. It has no consciousness, and it has no life. It is neither plant nor animal. It is a type of mineral. It has no value in itself, but has great potential value in being applied to some productive purpose. There is no benefit from water's existence other than the extent to which humans can benefit, directly or indirectly, from the water itself." Water is a resource, much like coal, or oil, or phosphate, or gold. End quote. How cold these words fall on my ears, comparing them to the Maori's view of water as a treasure. How naive to deny agency to a force that plays such a fundamental role in every aspect of our lives, and also the reason for life itself.
as I travel, I become more aware of how our relationships define who we are. For a while now, I've been on the move, and I found that impermanence affords little space for building relationships. There are many moments of excitement, sure, and I love my life of adventure and escape from routine and the mundane. But all of these moments are ephemeral. At the end of the day, they slip by me like the hours of a day. Traveling has made me appreciate the long-term relationships that I've made in life. Relationships with my friends, with my family, but also the relationships that I have with other things. Growing up, I wasn't aware of how the water shaped my identity, but I was aware of the web of life that I was a part of, and at the same time, existentially threatening. You see, I grew up on the shores of the Chesapeake Bay, and the dominant system of values imposed on the water ended up reducing the oyster population of the Chesapeake to just 1% of its original size. Before the water, filtered by oysters, was pristine, you could see the grasses that protected the shallow floors of the bay. You could see the oyster reefs that protruded out of the water in heaps, before they were all dredged away. All of this occurred because the dominant value system of the US imagines nature in terms of monetary value.
The water is meditative, and in my meditations, a new picture of the water has surfaced in my mind, and it's become clear to me that most people appreciate the water. For many in the developed world, it is not something thought of because it is readily available. But people appreciate the streams, the rivers, the lakes, and the oceans. Many of us live very close to some body of water. But it would seem that few respect the water that bathes our globe. In many ways, we are a reflection of the water, and the water is a reflection of us. The squalid condition of my hometown's water indicates a moral failure worth contemplation. Looking out at the water, we can find ourselves. There's wisdom in water, but we have to be willing to accept the harsh reality of what lies beneath the surface.
It's nice that in places like New Zealand, a respect for nature perseveres. During my sojourn here, I expect to learn much more from my experiences onwards. And as long as I still have air in my lungs, I will not stop trying to do better. We can do better. We can be more like water. Because the water taught me to be strong. It teaches how to be still. And it teaches relationality. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and let me know what you think of the water in the comments. What is your relationship like with the water? Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.